before he does come back. So that tells me, I mean, if he's traveling with the team tomorrow, I mean, you're still probably Thursday or Friday, from having him back. So I don't know. And I mean, I just feel like we're going to be here, Wednesday night or whatever, just still wondering what's going on. And then Sunday after that. And it's just, I don't know. And the thing that I keep going back to is they said if this was September, he'd be playing. And so it's just, it's hard to really trust what they're telling us.
No, I think they keep it in the dark a little bit. And I mean, I get that whole thing too, because you don't want to just start talking about the guy's injuries every 2 seconds and letting everybody know about it. But I think it's okay that they're taking a little bit slow right now. I don't want him coming out and not being as close to 100%, if not 100% as possible at this point in the season. With that being said, if we go on a losing streak or something, I'm going to want more answers. But for now, I kind of am okay with keeping him out, letting him rest and get it right. And I would appreciate an update, though, and I think that would be a happy medium. I think instead of saying, yeah, he's traveling with the team, yeah, that's all well and good, but how about you say he's increased activity, he's feeling better, he had a little bit of a setback or something like that.
Keep us in the loop.
Yeah, just keep us in the loop a little bit. Throw us a little bit of a bone. Team's in first place right now. Well, battling for first place every other day with the Yankees. It's not a bottom feeder team. People want to know. People are paying attention. And I think that if you can, give us a little, then, maybe a little bit of the stress goes off of it.
Well, here's the thing. We just saw what happens when we bring somebody back from injury too early when we saw Dustin. And now Dustin's, only God knows when Dustin's going to come back. Let's be real here.
If he even comes back.
I'm in no specific hurry right now to get him back, but I would love to have him back.
Well, here's what I was going to kind of segue into. Pick a date right now, starting with David. In your mind, based on what you've seen and all the impressions that you get, with his situation, what's the date you would go with?
Father's Day.
Father's Day? You think he'll be back that quick?
I think he'll be back in a week or two.
Okay.
I think it'll be Father's Day or the 24th, in between that time, in between the 17th and the 24th. They said he's on 10-day DL. He was resting before he was on the 10-day DL. So at some point they're going to have to give us an update. And between the no updates right now and the fact that he's traveling, I think he'll be back in a week or two. I really do. For right now, anyway.
Yeah, I was going to say June 19th. That's a day that sounds around there to me.
I'm way off from you guys then.
Back in August in your mind.
No, I wasn't going to go that far, but I was going to say July 10th or something.
Oh, God.
Right. Well, here's the thing. I read something earlier that said he was still dealing with inflammation, and they didn't really sound like they had, an imminent plan that he was about to do anything. So they said running was a hard time. He's doing well in the workout room with exercising in there, but moving around, on the field is kind of an issue right now. So I might be way far, in the direction that it really is. He might be back well before July 10th, but I think you guys are a little quick. I think it could be somewhere in the middle, I guess is what I'm saying. But
yeah, I wouldn't mind being at the 26th, 27th, 25th. I think if he's still out and we're hitting July, we have an issue, like a legitimate issue, no, like Mike Trout last year out 6-7 weeks issue.
Right, but also you have to remember too, him being healthy is one thing, and then him actually performing is another. So there's just
him up there would be a better, would be better for the team, better for the defense, and just better overall than what we're rolling out right now.
Well, yeah, it's an upgrade from Swihart, basically.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and it is. I mean, Swihart was two for his last 13 I saw earlier, which, isn't good. And, it really sucks having Vasquez, Swihart, and Leone in the bottom of your order.
Yeah.
It wasn't good. It wasn't ideal.
No. And yesterday, even though we won, Nunez was the cleanup hitter, and I think think
I texted Dave when I saw it, and it was like, oh my god.
Right.
Yeah, I literally LOL in all caps. That's all I sent to him.
Yeah. Another thing too, I was just looking at. Moreland's kind of trending downward now towards his career numbers. He's down to 267, 337 OBP. So I'm not saying we need to get rid of him or anything, but that's when he reverts back to his career numbers. It just, it expresses the need for bats elsewhere in the field a lot more because. If he's not getting it done like he was 2-3 weeks ago. So it's just, I mean, we're gonna have to make a move. I think at some point we're gonna have to bring someone in.
Yeah, he's been struggling. His last 10 games, he's batting 222. On the year, he's still batting 295. So it's been a rough week and a half, 2-week stretch for Moreland, dating back to the.
He had the longest single that I've ever seen today.
Oh, did you crush it today? I missed it.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. He hit it almost as a batter's eye, and it was only.
Love that. That's just a missile. But, yeah, no, I mean, we're going to have to bring in either somebody up or someone's just going to have to get going. And we have the hitters that can get going. I mean, Swihart is 2 for 13 his last 13, but he does barrel the ball when he does hit it. And, sometimes it's a little bit of bad luck. Sam Travis, can we get him going, get him some at-bats? He's just sitting on the bench. I still think, is there a trade possible? Maybe. But I think it's too early to talk about that considering all the injuries that we have right now. If these injuries stay whole, like if Mookie's out for a little bit, and then you can say, like, comfortably he's out for a month or two, on top of Pedroia being out, on top of everyone struggling, then, yeah, you got to go make a move and go and acquire a bat for the middle of the lineup, both bottom, middle of the lineup. But I think right now it's just people underperforming, and you're going to hit those lulls a little bit in the season, and we just have to let them try and snap out of it, I guess. I mean, we're not going to make too many drastic changes yet, I don't think.
No, I was just thinking, maybe we should consider bringing in, an at-bat. Maybe we call up the Royals and go get Mike Moustakas or whatever, because you could DH Devers or just kind of bench him and rotate Martinez between the bench, between DH and left field and whatever. I mean, we just need some consistency here, with our at-bats. I mean, how well do we really stack up with everyone else in the division at this point, at the current state we are in? I mean, you got to figure New York's offense would blow us out of the water, and maybe even Baltimore's, really. Pitching's been their issue.
We're not looking great right now.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean,
starting to feel a lot like last year. Just when the bats die, they just die.
Right. Yeah, I don't really remember having the June swoon last year that we have had in years past. Yeah, we're definitely off to it this year anyway. Unless unless things do heat up. I mean, Baltimore could be that team to help us do it, but we have lost 3 out of the last 4 games, so I don't know. So,
I mean, I think it's just one kind of bad series. I mean, we played really well the last 2 games of the Houston series, and then we played well against Detroit, and now our bats kind of went silent against the White Sox in kind of an injury-riddled lineup. So I think this is a good week to see how we do, how we respond to that. And, it might be a little too early to kind of say the bats are dead right now just because it was only one series. I think if we really stink it up, then, yeah, we can say the bats are struggling. But we could easily come out and score 9 runs in the next 2 games and, take 2 out of 3 from Baltimore and lose the last game 5-4 and be fine.
It's like Benny didn't have a great series hitting the baseball. JD's really the only one that hit every single day. If we want to think about Rossi did too, but I mean, it was all little singles.
I was sitting out in center field the other night, and Devers came within about 4 feet of putting the ball into the monster, but it went off the top of it, and that was the night we got blanked. I think we only scored 6 runs the last series total, so. So it really was a bad series. So
we didn't score a lot. Yeah,
not ideal.
Double for Devers off the top of the wall, but yeah, I mean that's gonna happen, and we're gonna hit our lulls, and you're gonna get some bad luck mixed in there as well. But I think this Baltimore, we hit well at Baltimore. Baltimore's struggling. We get to see Cashner, who's struggling this year, and we got
Bundy.
Yeah, we see Bundy, who's hit or miss, and then we got a guy that doesn't go very deep into games with Hess. So, the lineup, everything's pointing towards, okay, well, and then if Mookie does get activated at some point, either, tomorrow or the next day, that'd be a bonus. But even just assuming that Mookie's out, you're going to have Benintendi, who's been hitting well, Bogarts, who can definitely turn around this ballpark. Martinez is mashing. Camden's not a bad yard to hit in from Moreland either. So I think these guys will try and get right back on it here. I'm sure Cora will have these guys swinging a lot of first pitch strikes against these bad pitchers coming up.
Positive note, the rotation looked great throughout the series.
It did.
Rotation looked really good.
Yeah.
That's a huge positive for a team that, coming into this year, we just talked about basically the eighth inning in starters. That was gonna be our big issue. We kind of knew it was gonna hit, and we knew Kimbrel was gonna be great, and we knew we had the depth in the bullpen. But what was gonna be the starting pitching? Is Price gonna be able to hold it together all year? How's Porcello gonna do? Is Pomeranz gonna be able to continue what he did last year? Obviously, that wasn't true, but Porcello's been really great this year. So has Erod. So has Sale. And Price is starting to come around. I think his ERA is at even
6-0 in his last 6 starts or something like that.
Yeah, he's really coming around. And is he going deep into games? No, he's not. And is that frustrating because we pay him $31 million? Yes. But is it his fault that he gets paid $31 million? No. So, in my mind, if I can get a quality start from David Price every single time, I'm going to treat that just like a win I would if Erod gives me a quality start. Because he's not the ace of this team. And he's not even the 2. I would say Porcello or...
Yeah, Porcello's the 2.
I would actually say Erod's the 2 right now. I mean,
yeah, I think Porcello, just because he can go in deeper games than Erod. Erod's going to give you like 5 2/3, maybe 6, where Porcello can give you 6 1/3 or 7. But, you're not wrong either way. And I think if the season ended today, I'd rather have Sale, Porcello, Erod as my 1, 2, 3 going into the ALDS.
And then Wright looks like a gem right now.
Yeah.
We'll see what he does against Baltimore in a hitter's ballpark against a team that's just going to close their eyes and swing. So we'll see how he does. He got game 1, I think, Terry?
He does.
Yeah, he has tomorrow.
Yeah, so he's tomorrow. So you know what? That'll be a good test right away. And Bundy, he's coming off a great start against the Mets. The Mets offense isn't great, but his last couple starts have been okay. Yeah, his last 3 starts have been good. Minus Washington gave up 11 hits, but it was still a quality start. So he's playing better as of recently, so we'll see what we get out of him.
And Sale looked really good, though, because, he hadn't in the 2 previous starts. So
that was a big compliment.
The velo was there.
Yeah, that was definitely encouraging. And Price, maybe even Price is our number 2, really, just in terms of quality. He hasn't been giving up many runs, and I hate to give the guy credit because you guys know he's like my least favorite human being on the planet, but he's been pitching really well, and Porcello seems to be trending upwards like you guys were saying, and we're 11-1 when Erod is on the mound. So if the playoffs started tomorrow and everything else was good, the hitting, the bullpen, it would really be a tough decision to say who goes 1, 2, 3. Sale has to be in there, obviously. I'd hate to put Price in there.
That's a good problem to have.
No, I know, yeah. Exactly. And if Wright comes, just rattles off, 3, 4, 5 starts of 1 or 2 run ball, and he is a guy that will go deep into the games, that makes it even that much more harder. So
yeah. It does.
Go
I
ahead.
think.
Sorry.
You go ahead, Terry. Go ahead.
No, you go. Sorry, we're
Okay.
stepping on each other.
Crushing it.
I forgot what I was even going to say, so go ahead.
All right, yeah, I got it. So, I think if the season ended today, I personally like the idea I threw out either last week or the week before, and have Sale's your 1, obviously. There you go. I think right now Porcello can be your 2, and Erod can be your 3. because when Erod